Welcome to the deep dive, where we cut through the noise and get straight to the essential insights from the information you've shared with us. Today, we're plunging into one of the biggest headlines in the AI world, OpenAI's GPT-5. We've gathered the most recent reports, analyses, and community reactions to give you the clearest picture.
Yeah, our mission is really to extract the most important nuggets about its launch, which was, highly anticipated,
Yeah.
and then get into the intricate technical details, the surprising pricing strategy, and what the initial performance benchmarks and broader industry reactions truly mean for you, both as a user and, well, for the frontier of AI development itself.
Right. So what does this all mean for where AI is headed next? Let's unpack this.
Okay, let's kick things off with the grand unveiling. OpenAI officially launched GPT-5. I mean, the whole tech world was kind of holding its breath for this one. Their head of product even went as far on calling it the best thing we've ever built. That's quite a statement, isn't it? It really is a bold claim, especially from them. But what truly stands out, I think, is OpenAI's strategic shift with GPT-5. They're positioning it as a unified system. And that's not just like a UI tweak. It means no more manually picking models in ChatGPT. The aim here seems to be radically simplifying the user experience. They're betting on real-time routing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
To seamlessly decide the absolute best model variant for whatever task you throw at it.
So it kind of adapts automatically.
Exactly. It's about making the AI itself sort of disappear into your workflow, intelligently adapting without you having to think about the underlying complexity.
Yeah.
That's a massive step towards truly ambient AI, where the tech fades away and you just focus on the outcome.
And it sounds like this isn't some limited beta either. It's not just for the pros, right? The rollout is staged across free plus pro and teen tiers, with enterprise and Eddie versions apparently coming soon.
What's even more impressive, I thought, was how quickly it got integrated. Like day one, right? Yeah, day one integration is huge. You could find it as the default in tools like Codex CLI, Cursor, JetBrains AI Assistant, Microsoft Copilot's Smart Mode, Notion AI, and Perplexity Pro Max.
Wow.
That's an immediate broad impact right out of the gate. Instantly raises the bar for a lot of widely used apps.
Okay, so immediate access for many. What were the initial vibes then from people who actually got their hands on it?
Well, early reports highlighted its exceptional precision. Some called it almost autistic instruction following, meaning it's incredibly literal and accurate. Users are also noting it's far more concise. It gives you just what you ask for with fewer yaps, as someone put it, less fluff.
Ah, less unnecessary chatter. That
Yeah,
sounds good.
Definitely. Anyone who spends time prompting these things will appreciate that.
Yeah.
It also seems to show robust long-horizon persistence. So excelling at multi-file edits and reliable diffs for coding projects, which is, pretty complex stuff. We even saw reports of early users creating interactive apps and games with really minimal prompting. Speaks to its versatility.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit bumpy. The launch event itself, it wasn't totally smooth, was it? There was some criticism.
Right. Widespread criticism within the community for what quickly got dubbed chart crimes.
Chart crimes, so
Yeah. Misleading axes, scale errors in the official presentation slides. To be fair, they were later corrected in the blog post.
Still, not a great look for a launch presentation.
No. It led to some pretty sharp commentary about the live demo format and just the overall presentation quality.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Was it just rushed visuals or something deeper about how they present data when the stakes are so high? It definitely sparked discussion about transparency.
It did. So that's the user experience and the public launch. But for the engineers, the power users, the real action is often under the hood, right? What did OpenAI actually build to make this unified system work? And how much control did developers get? Diving deeper, technically, GPT-5 isn't one single model, which might surprise some people. It's actually a sophisticated family. GPT-5, GPT-5 Mini, and GPT-5 Nano.
Ah, okay. Multiple variants.
Exactly. Behind the scenes, it's this unified system with a fast main model and a deeper thinking model. And there's a real-time router that intelligently decides when to engage complex reasoning or just be quick and efficient. It's more nuanced than just one big model.
That internal routing sounds smart, and developers get some control over that. The API exposes these variants, right? And I saw something about a reasoning effort control.
That's right. You can dial it from minimal to high. Gives you granular control, letting you optimize for speed or, depth of thought, depending on the application.
And the context window, that number seemed huge.
It is impressive. Advertised up to 400,000 tokens for input, max output of 128,000 tokens.
400K input, that's like what? Processing a whole novel or a big code base in one go?
Roughly, yeah. A massive amount of information the model can theoretically process at once. But connecting this to the bigger picture, while 400K sounds amazing on paper, there's community discussion about context rot.
Context fraud.
Yeah, the idea that beyond maybe 200K tokens, performance doesn't necessarily scale linearly. The model might struggle to use info across that entire length effectively.
So bigger isn't always proportionally better in practice.
Exactly. Token count isn't the only metric. As for knowledge, the main model's cutoff is reported as October 1st, 2024, so very current. The minis are a bit older, May 31st, 2024.
Okay, features, tech specs, but the elephant in the room, for many, the price.
No.
And OpenAI really threw a curveball there, didn't they?
They certainly did.
Yeah.
This is where things get really interesting. The pricing strategy genuinely surprised a lot of people. The main GPT-5 model, 1.25 per million input tokens, $10 per million output. With cash discounts, that drops to as low as 0.6257 input, $5 output.
Wow, that's aggressive.
Extremely. And the mini and nano versions are even cheaper, $7.252 $2 and $0.052 respectively. These are incredibly low numbers for their top model.
So what's the strategy here? Just undercut everyone?
It looks like a strategic broadside aimed squarely at the competition. This pricing makes GPT-5 and a quote, cheaper than Sonnet and better than Opus.
Yeah.
For comparison, some analyses suggest it's about 1/8 the price of Claude Opus.
1/8.
Yeah, which was, a strong contender on capability versus cost. OpenAI is clearly trying to commoditize access to powerful AI, make it a no-brainer for developers, potentially squeezing rivals who can't match these rates. It signals a new, fiercer phase in the AI price wars.
But is there a catch? Like, does it use more tokens for the same task?
That's a crucial point. It is worth noting that for some specific tasks, like complex document understanding, reports suggest GPT-5 might consume 4 to 5 times more tokens than GPT 4.1.
Okay, so the per token price is low, but the effective cost for certain use cases could actually be higher?
Potentially, yes. It's a nuanced calculation businesses will need to make. Depends heavily on the task.
Right. Okay, so launch, tech, pricing.
Right.
Let's get to performance. End of the day, how good is it actually? Initial benchmarks seem positive, topping some leaderboards.
Yes, some significant wins showing up. It's topping the LMSYS, Text, Web Dev, and Vision arenas. That makes the new state-of-the-art on their leaderboards. The margin is particularly large in Web Dev, which points to strong capability in practical coding and web development, a clear indicator of good performance in key areas.
And what about that long context window in practice? You mentioned context rot earlier.
Well, on long context tasks, initial benchmarks show ridiculous improvements. It's leading artificial analysis benchmarks significantly there. So its ability to handle vast amounts of info in one go seems genuinely next level, despite potential rot at the extreme end.
Okay, that's good. And hallucinations, that's always a big concern.
Huge progress claim there. Reports of much lower hallucination rates, that's massive for real-world reliability and trust. OpenAI also introduced safe completions responses designed to maximize utility within safety constraints, helpful without being harmful. And from a safety perspective, one evil found it unlikely to pose catastrophic risk under current threat models, though they still caution about evil awareness increasing.
Fewer hallucinations is definitely a big deal for practical use.
Absolutely. A substantial advance making it much more reliable for critical tasks.
It's not all perfect, right? There were some issues with benchmark claims, particularly around coding.
Correct. As often happens, the picture isn't entirely clear-cut. OpenAI initially claimed a very high score on SW Bench, verified for coding, but researchers quickly flagged issues of mislabeled access on a chart using a subset of tasks.
Ah, those chart issues again.
Seems so. Once corrected, external analyses show GPT-5 to be roughly on par with competitors like Claude 4.1 Sonnet and Opus in coding, not necessarily way ahead.
Okay, so competitive but not dominant in coding based on corrected data. What about other areas like reasoning?
On ARC-AGI, a more abstract reasoning benchmark, GPT-5 scored okay on the easier part, AGI-1 65.7%, but quite low on the harder part, AGI-2 only 9.9%. Interestingly, xAI's Grok 4 actually leads there at 15.9%, so its abstract reasoning still seems to have room to grow compared to some rivals. It's not a clean sweep.
Right, so strong in some areas, competitive in others, maybe lagging slightly in abstract reasoning.
That nuanced performance, combined with other observations, it does raise this important question about AI progress itself. You hear industry observers talking more about a potential plateau thesis.
Plateau thesis, meaning just making models bigger isn't working as well anymore.
Kind of, the idea that simply scaling up LLMs might be hitting diminishing returns. The sentiment from some experts is that something fundamental is missing, that just scaling up is coming to an end for everyone. It makes GPT-5 feel, to some, like a significant incremental improvement maybe, but not a revolutionary leap.
Like a GPT 4.2, I think I saw that term used.
Exactly. It implies maybe raw scale isn't the only path forward. Perhaps architectural innovations, new training methods, multimodal stuff, that's where the next big breakthroughs might come from.
Interesting. So how has the broader community reacted to all this? It sounds like a mix.
Definitely a mix. Excitement and skepticism, which, isn't unusual. Many acknowledge the strong tooling, the aggressive pricing. Those are big positives. But there's a real debate.
Hmm.
Is this a true generational leap or just another solid step?
And performance gains might vary depending on what you're doing with it.
Some independent evaluations suggest exactly that. Gains might be use case dependent, not across the board. There's also been quite pointed commentary about OpenAI's open weight models, GPT-OSS.
Ah, the open source versions.
Supposedly open source. Some critics have called them dud models, even publicity stunts, citing heavy censorship and perceived limitations compared to other truly open alternatives out there. It really highlights the complexity and the differing views in the AI space.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what did we really learn from this deep dive into GPT-5? OpenAI definitely made a bold strategic move. Unified system, super competitive pricing. They're clearly aiming to simplify things for users and grab market share.
For sure. And we've seen impressive gains in key areas, long context reasoning, reduced hallucinations. Those are crucial for building reliable, real-world AI apps. But the benchmarks also show the landscape is incredibly dynamic, fiercely competitive. Rivals are pushing hard in areas like abstract reasoning, specialized coding. No single model is winning everywhere.
Yeah, it's a complex picture. It suggests that while progress is definitely continuing, the nature of that progress might be shifting. Maybe the next big wow moments won't just be about bigger models, but entirely new interfaces, new ways AI integrates into our lives, maybe more ambiently.
That could well be it. Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener, to consider. In this era where AI progress feels both groundbreaking and sometimes just incremental, what does true innovation actually look like to you? How will you personally define a real leap forward in AI in the coming years?
Food for thought. We hope this deep dive has given you a clearer picture of GPT-5 and sparked some new questions as you navigate this fascinating world of AI. Until next time, stay curious.